Clint's in left, Parker's in center, and Kelby, whose future is incredibly bright today, is in right. Here's the pitch. It's outside for ball 2. Henry takes a look in. He comes set. Here's the pitch. It's upstairs for ball 3. So Henry's struggling a little bit early. 3 balls and a strike. He went Friday night against this same team. See if he can shut him down this time. He did a great job of shutting him down last time. He takes his time out there. He comes set. Here's the pitch. That's in there for a strike. Chopper hit up the middle. Brenner over there easy, makes the throw and gets the first out of the inning. Good play there by Brenner. And the boys successfully throw it around the horn for the 3rd time this tournament. That's doing something, folks. We're keeping track of that. That's 3 in the tournament. So 3 times around the horn in 3 games this tournament so far. Henry comes set. Here's the pitch. That is swung on and missed for strike 1. Looked like Henry started him off with his changeup. He's been working on that pitch. I think he saw Travis throwing his changeup Friday night and was like, I need to get in on that action. Henry comes set. He's not wearing his arm sleeve today. Here's the pitch. That one's hit softly back to Brenner again. Brenner fields it, bobbles it a little bit, makes the throw in time for the 2nd out of the inning. So 2 up, 2 down here in the top half of the 1st inning. That's 4, folks. 4 times around the horn for these Pirates this whole tournament. Two outs here, no runs across the board. Henry looks in, gets the sign. He comes set, probably fastball. Here's the pitch. That is upstairs, high and tight for ball 1. You know, I think we've talked about it on the broadcast before. I told Henry to do that to the 1st hitter of the game, not the 3rd hitter of the game. He's listening. He just wasn't listening well enough. But nonetheless, ball 1. Here's the pitch. It's outside for ball 2. So a little bit of overcompensation there after that first pitch. Henry takes his time getting back on the rubber. Takes a look in. He comes set. Here's the pitch. Right down the middle for strike. Swing, strike 1.
1 time, man. Let's go, babe.
2-1 count here to the 3-hole hitter for Legacy. Legacy is in their all-white uniforms, orange socks. Here's the pitch. That's popped foul and out of play. Travis, opportunity for a rebound, not going to get it. So after getting down 2-0, Henry works back quickly to even the count at 2-2. 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 1st inning. Like I said, Legacy's in their all-whites with orange socks. The Pirates are wearing their white pinstripe jerseys, white socks, and, I'm sorry, white pants, black socks with the yellow stripe. Henry comes set. Here's the pitch. That one's hit hard over the shortstop's head. It's going to get down for a base hit. Looked like Henry hung that changeup in there. Probably should have stayed with the fastball, but decided to go with the changeup. He hung it up there, and it got hit. Good piece of hitting there by the 3-hole, who happens to be a girl. Good for her. That brings up the cleanup hitter. Henry takes a look over at the runner on first. He comes set. Here's the pitch. That's in the dirt. Back to the screen for ball 1. Short backstop on this field, folks. So opportunity to at least make some plays at the plate on defense and probably not a whole lot of opportunity to score on a pass ball on offense. Runner gets her lead off a second. She was not far off the bag. Dash fakes the throw back, then throws it back. Looks like Dash and Henry probably switched socks today. Henry's socks aren't fitting him. Here's the pitch. That's in there for strike 1. 1-1 count.
Go, Dan, let's go, babe.
Runner on second gets her lead. Here's the pitch. Popped out of play for strike 2. Rebound opportunity for Travis, and he gets the first rebound of the game. Banana ball, that's an out, folks.
Go, Dan, let's go, babe.
1-2 count. 2 outs, runner on second base. Henry looking to limit the damage to 0 in this inning. See if he can come get this hitter. That one gets to the screen, bounces down the third base line. Runner advances to third. So full count to this cleanup hitter for Legacy.
Go, Dan, let's go, babe.
Henry's socks are clearly too small. On a blustery day like today, his legs are going to be a little bit chilly. Here's the pitch. That is hit high into center field. Parker going back. He's camped under it for the third out of the inning. So the Pirates give up 1 hit. They don't allow any runs. We head into the bottom half of the first inning. Legacy 0, Pirates 0. Good work there for the Pirates defensively. 2 ground balls and a fly ball. Had 1 hard hit ball there. Henry gave that hit up to a girl. That's all I'm going to say about that because I'll get in trouble for saying anything else. I'm kidding. She's really good. She played really well. I think she caught the first game we played these guys. She did a fantastic job behind the plate and can obviously hit the ball pretty well. So we'll see what the lineup looks like for the Pirates. I don't know if they've made any changes since the last game or not. Tell you what, though, what a difference 2 days makes. It was humid and misty Friday night out here at Scrapyard Sports. Now it is cold and windy. I think it's about 53 degrees. That's based off of the finger test. Just sticking your finger up in the air and seeing how cold it feels. It's chilly, it's windy. The wind's blowing straight in from left field. All right, we got some little bit different lineup. Henry's leading off. So how about that? Starting pitcher and leading off. Travis is going to be hitting in the 2 hole, and I don't know who's hitting 3. Well, the Pirates were the #1 seed, folks, in this tournament. They won both games Friday night. First one they won 10-3. The second one they won 13-0. Actually beat this Legacy team 13-0 that night. So they're looking to continue that, beat up on this team again. So they're the #1 seed. Legacy's already played 1 game today. They obviously won it because it is a single elimination tournament on Sundays. We got a lot of fans out here despite the weather. It's a cold day for baseball, but we got a lot of fans out here. The little brothers are back in the batting cage hitting a tennis ball. Looks like there's 5 of them in 1 batting cage. Thankfully, they're not using a real baseball because teeth would be missing if they were. All right, we're getting started in the action. Henry's leading off. He went 2 for 2 on Friday. He had 2 walks and 2 RBIs. He stands in. Here's the pitch. Henry hits that one hard. Right, that's going to get down for a double at least. So that's in the right center field gap to the wall. He's going to kind of slide in. So Henry with the leadoff first pitch double. I don't think he's ever hit in the leadoff spot before, but based on that, he likes it. See if Ben leaves him there. That brings up Travis. I think I've said this every time Travis comes up. We're still looking for a nickname. Henry gets his lead. Pitcher balked, but they didn't call it. Henry's socks are still too short. His mom needs to take note of that. Here's the pitch. That one's in the dirt for ball 1. Travis stands in, 1-0 count. Henry gets a small lead off of second base. Takes another step. Here's the pitch. Travis hits that one foul down the third base line. Ben giving Henry some instruction on how to take a secondary lead. I will say, a lot of these boys do not know how to take a secondary lead. Here's the pitch. That one gets to the screen. Henry going to advance to third. So 2-1 count here to Travis. Henry's on third base, nobody out. Pitcher comes set. Here's the pitch. That one's high and outside. Gets to the screen, but catcher over there quickly to grab it. So Henry doesn't advance. 3-1 count. Travis is going to be looking for a pitch that he can hit in the gap somewhere. He's been hitting a lot the opposite way. There's a huge gap in between the left and center fielder. So if he can hit one to left center field, he'll be running for a long time. Here's the pitch. That's outside for ball 4. So Travis earns a no-out walk. Not a leadoff walk, folks, but a no-out walk. That brings up Ty, the hit guy. Travis takes off. That's upstairs and inside for ball 1. Travis with his 15th stolen base of the season. He's also thrown a kid out from behind the plate. So he's 15 for 15 on steals and 1 for 1 on assists. Here's the pitch. That's in the dirt for ball 2. Luke throws the donut across the field of play. Here's the pitch. That's upstairs for ball 3. Three-0 count. My guess is Ty's got the take sign. We'll see if he listens to his dad. Here's the pitch. He did. That's ball 4. Ty really did not want that to be ball 4. He wanted that to be a strike because he wanted to hit. I love the aggression that these boys have wanting to hit the ball, but at the same time, I would love for them to understand that a hit is just as good as a base hit, or a walk is just as good as a base hit. They'll figure it out. Maybe. It may take them a while. All right. Coach makes his way out to the mound. He's going to try and calm his pitcher down after giving up a leadoff double. He's given up back-to-back walks. Bases are loaded, nobody out for Luke Lunar Landers, a.k.a. the white Michael Jordan, wearing number 23 like a champ. Luke stands in. He's got white and pink batting gloves on. Here's the pitch. Luke hits that one straight up in the air. That's going to be an infield fly. The umpires do call that an infield fly. So 1 pitch and 1 out after the mound trip by the coach. It's good coaching right there. That brings up Brenner, a.k.a. Vlad Guerrero III. Henry gets his lead. Travis gets his lead. Ty gets his lead as well. Here's the pitch. That's upstairs for ball 1. Here's the pitch. That's out in the dirt for ball 2. Brenner's going to be looking to hit something hard. Bases loaded. Pirates need to put a couple of runs across the board at least. Here's the pitch. That's inside for ball 3. So after a quick out, Brenner's ahead in the count 3-0. I think that's the take sign, folks. I don't think they have an actual take sign. I think it's just here we go is their take sign. We'll see if Brenner listens. Nope, he didn't. That's hit softly to the second baseman. Tries going to 2, makes a bad throw. Henry scores, and Travis with a quasi slide scores as well. So Travis didn't quite decide if he wanted to slide head first or feet first, so he slid sideways. But the run counts. It was a hybrid slide. That brings up Will the Thrill Hall. One leg up, one pant leg up, one down. I think he's been listening to Nelly on the drive over. Ty getting back to second base on that pickoff. Here's the pitch. That is, throw down to third is not anywhere close. Almost thrown to the shortstop there, folks. Ball 1. Pitcher comes set, takes a look at the runners. Here's the pitch. Will, I don't know if that was called a strike or if Will didn't check his swing, but regardless, 1-1. Here's the pitch. That's in the dirt for ball 2. Throw down to try and pick Ty off. Not anywhere close to in time. 2-1 count here to Will. 2 runs on the board for the Pirates in this bottom half of the first inning. Pitcher comes set. Here's the pitch. Fouled back for strike 2. So Will's got a 2-2 count. 1 out, runners on second and third. Pitcher comes set. Here's the pitch. It's outside for ball 3. Will able to work a full count. Here's the pitch. Will fouls that one off over to the third base dugout. Will stands back in there. Pitcher comes set. Here's the pitch. It's in the dirt for ball 4. So the base is loaded again for KP Kelby Pittman. Kelby had some great games Friday night as well. He's going to be looking to hit something hard. He's using Henry's bat, but Henry was using Luke's bat, so it's just a bat merry-go-round this game. Here's the pitch. It's upstairs for ball 1. Softball chants are in full force in the Pirates dugout. Still trying to work on that a little bit. Here's the pitch. It's in the dirt for ball 2. Throw down to third. Not in time. So Kelby sitting on a 2-0 count. He's going to be looking for something right where he wants it. Huge gap still in left center field. Here's the pitch. That's down low for ball 3. 3-0 count. Looks like he's got the green light. Here's the pitch. That's down low and inside for ball 4. So that's going to walk in a run. Looks like we're going to have a pitching change. Ty's going to score. That's the 3rd run of the game, and the bases are still loaded. Well, while we got a break here in the action, folks, this is going to be my last game to call for this Battle of the Bats tournament out here at Scrapyard Sports. I got to head out of town. I'm headed to the airport right after this game. So word on the street is we might have some Pirates moms that are going to call the next couple of games. I don't know if that's true or not. We do have 2 microphones if 2 moms want to volunteer. So just throwing that out there. Typically the moms turn and look at me when I say something funny. None of them are looking at me right now. So I think that's intentional. So if no mom steps up to the plate, pun intended, you will just have to watch. All right, we got one mom. One mom looking for another. We need a play-by-play and a color commentary, ladies. Oh, there's a girl on the mound, and I can assure you she does not throw like a girl. So we got one mom volunteer. We're looking for another one. No guarantees that the game will actually get called. It might just be coffee talk with Pirates moms. We've been looking to start that pregame show anyway, so we just may roll the pregame show into the real game. All right, folks, sun's coming out. That's a good thing, even though I'm still under the shade. We are about to get started here. Parker's up. Bases loaded, 1 out, 3 runs on the board here for the Pirates. Looking to do some more damage. Here's the pitch. It's inside for ball 1. Here's the pitch. It's in the dirt for ball 2. Parker's going to be looking for something he can hit. There haven't been a whole lot of strikes thrown by this Legacy team so far. Pitcher comes set. Here's the pitch. That one's hit hard right at the shortstop. He fields it, flips it over to second for the out. Run scores. So Parker with an RBI, fielder's choice. I think we got kind of lucky there because Kelby didn't slide. Could have had a double play called on us right there. You have to slide if there is a play. That brings up Preston, a.k.a. the Lumberjack, looking to chop some wood with those gloves. Here's the pitch. Parker takes off upstairs. Will gets a huge secondary lead off the third. Preston rocking that black and camo arm sleeve again. Unlike most of the boys, he actually wears it on his throwing arm, so that's a win. Turns out it's not because he actually knows he's supposed to wear it on his throwing arm. It's because he has a giant scrape on his arm that he's trying to cover up. That one's fouled back. He wanted that one. So 2 outs, runners on second and third, 4 runs on the board here for the Pirates. 1-1 count to Preston. He had 2, maybe 3 hits Friday night, looking to continue that. It's in the dirt for ball 2. Throw down to third base is not in time. Pitcher comes set. Here's the pitch. That one's hit down the foul down the third base line. Ben with a good play. Sign him up, folks. 2-2 count to Preston. 2 outs. Runners on second and third. Will is on third. Parker is on second. Here's the pitch. Well, Preston hits that one softly, and third baseman makes a diving catch. Good play there by the third baseman. Preston caught that one off the end of the bat. So the Pirates score 4 runs on only 1 hit. They leave 2 men stranded. We head into the top half of the second inning. Pirates 4, Legacy 0. Thanks for joining us today, folks. If you chose to stay home, you probably made the right choice. It's cold out here. Wind is blowing straight into our faces out of left field. We're on the first base side. Pats are blowing all over the field. We're not sure what's happening out there. Uh-oh, we got some competition at catcher. Coach Ryan's been vying for that job, but now Coach Britton's going after it. Apparently, Coach Ryan got the hint that he wasn't going to get it, so Britton's back there. He's looking pretty good. Spry on his feet for an almost 40-year-old. Well, folks, if there is one thing I don't like about baseball, it is playing it or watching it when it's cold outside. It is not a fun sport to be playing or watching when it's cold. But we all love our kids out here, so that's why we're here. They're having fun. I don't think they feel the cold. Still lots of baseball being played out here. It only costs you $7 to get in. You can go to a high school game for $2, but $7 to come watch 11-year-olds play. Seems like a deal to me. All right, back in the action, folks. The sun is out. Henry takes a long look in. Luke's catching now. We'll go through defensive changes here in a minute. Here's the pitch. That's in there for strike 1. So Henry's still on the mound. Luke's behind the plate. Will's at third. Dashes at short. Kelby, future is bright at second. Preston's at first. Travis is in right. Here's the pitch. I think that was a ball. Yeah, 1-1. Parker's in center. And Brenner is out in the left. Henry looks in. He comes set. Here's the pitch. It's outside for ball 2. Here's the pitch. Looks like Henry's kind of taking something off of it. He's not throwing like he normally does. 3-1 count. Pirates should have a lot of pitching today. They had a day in between games. Here's the pitch. That is fouled out of play down the first base line. So full count here to the leadoff hitter in the second inning for Legacy. It's actually the 5-hole hitter, but he's leading off the second inning. Henry comes set, deep breath. Here's the pitch. That's hit up the middle over Kelby's head. Parker able to get over there and cut it off and hold the hitter to a single. So it's kind of a soft hit line drive that just drifted over Kelby's head. He made a good effort, but it was, I don't know, a good 1.5 feet over his head. He wasn't going to catch it. So the leadoff runner on for Legacy. Henry comes set. Here's the pitch. Throws that in the dirt. Back to the screen for ball 1. Yeah, Henry's not throwing like he normally does. It's like he's holding something back. I'm not sure what he's holding back, but he's not letting loose. Here's the pitch. That one's fouled off down the third base line for strike one. So 1-1 count. No outs here in the top of the second. Runner on second base. Pirates lead 4-0. Wind is still blowing, folks, in case you were wondering. Here's the pitch. That's outside for ball 2. That is popped high, but foul. Preston making his way over. That's going to get out of play for a foul ball. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. See if the runner takes off on this pitch. Henry was thinking the same thing I was, so he throws it back second. Make sure the runner knows that he's thinking about him. Here's the pitch. Runner does take off. That is popped straight up. Luke underneath it. The wind is blowing like crazy. He makes the catch. Great play there by Luke. Pop up right behind home plate. Luke camped under it, almost tripped on the bat, kept his footing, and caught the ball. I think that's the first foul pop-up behind the plate that these boys have caught. So lots of good defensive work for the Pirates. Great job, Luke. Luke was also involved in the 6-4-3 double play the other night. He's feeling it on D. Here's the pitch. It's upstairs. Gets past Luke to the screen. Runner advances. So 1-0. Runner on third base. 1 out.
No hand.
Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Down low for ball 2. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Legacy's got a base runner on third base. Here's the pitch. It's in the dirt for ball 2. Sorry, ball 3. Henry looking to dig deep here, come back on this hitter. He comes set. Here's the pitch. It's upstairs for ball 4.
No hand, let's go, babe. One at a time.
All right, so runners on first and third, 1 out. We'll see if the boys run this play. I think they're going to. Yep, they are. That is in there. No, not in there for a strike. They ran the play. Legacy didn't fall for it. So runners on second and third, 1 out. Henry needs to throw some strikes here. Here's the pitch. It's in the dirt for ball 2. Here's the pitch. It's in the dirt for ball 3. So Henry needs to find the strike zone. He's struggling a little bit here. See if he just takes a deep breath, gathers himself, and comes back and throws some strikes. Here's the pitch. No, that is upstairs. For ball 4. So 1 out walk. Ben's making his way out to the mound. Henry's telling him something. Henry's always talking at home, so I'm sure he's telling Ben something. I love that kid. I'm just giving him a hard time. He's working hard out there. See if Henry can induce a ground ball, get a double play. Parker's out in center, warming up just in case they need him. All right, back in the action, folks. Bases loaded, 1 out. Here's the pitch. That one's hit foul. Bounces right back to Henry. That's pretty efficient right there, folks. Foul ball off the screen, bounces right back to Henry. No balls, 1 strike. Somebody's crock just came flying in from upstairs. Here's the pitch. That is fouled off for strike 2. So Henry, after the mound visit, calms down, throws 2 quick strikes. Ben does a fantastic job with these boys, calming them down. And he has clearly done that here. Good job, Ben. Here's the pitch. That is fouled off. So the hitter doing a good job battling here. It's fouled off 3. Henry's ahead 0-2. Here's the pitch. Fouled back yet again. That one hit the screen and went, right between the umpire's leg. That's pretty impressive. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, bases loaded. Looking for a ground ball to turn a double play. Here's the pitch. That's hit softly to Dash. He fields it, goes to second for the first out. So 2 outs here. I thought they had a chance for a double play, but that ball was hit way too softly to turn 2. It pulled Dash to the right. He made the smart play, got the out at second base, got the first out at second base, couldn't get the second at first. So anyway, 2 outs, 1 run across the board. I think the play's going to be on again, folks. That is it. The pitch looked good, but it was called inside for ball 1. Two outs, runners on second and third. 1 run on the board for Legacy. Here's the pitch. Down low for ball 2. Here's the pitch. It's upstairs for ball 3. Here's the pitch. That one's hit right to Kelby. Gets between his legs. There's going to be a play at the plate. No, there's not. Great throw there by Parker to prevent a run from scoring. That ball hit Kelby right in the ankle. Runner's still on second and third. 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 1. 4-2 Pirates here in the top half of the second inning. Here's the pitch. It's in the dirt. No runner, so there will not be a play at the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. The wind just will not stop blowing, folks. Here's the pitch. Runner is coming. Run down, folks, run down. The Pirates are good at rundowns, and Will tags him out for the third out of the inning. So good job there by the Pirates improvising on defense and getting the third out. They give up 2 runs on, I believe, 1 hit. Legacy leaves 1 man stranded. We head into the bottom half of the second inning. Pirates 4, Legacy 2. All right, folks, as far as defensive changes for this Legacy team, they still got the same pitcher in there, same catcher too. So we had a question from the viewing audience, why are we playing the same team that we played Friday night? That's just how it worked out. We're Pirates are the number 1 seed. This team was either the 8 or 9 seed, and the 8 and the 9 seed played in. They had a game at 8 this morning. The winner got to play the Pirates. So Legacy won their first game today. They're playing us. Stand behind the dugout. I got to move, folks. It's too cold. And I got pants on. Some people are out here in shorts like crazy people. Let's stand behind the dugout for a little bit, warm up. It's amazing how much warmer it is when there's no wind blowing. Problem with this position is that I cannot see what's happening, and the boys are going to hear me talking, which means I'm going to distract them. All right, here we go, folks. Clint's leading off this inning, followed by Dash. I don't know who's after Dash. Then we're back to the top of the lineup, sounds like. All right, here we go. Pitcher's working out of the windup. That's in the dirt for ball 1. In the dirt and behind Clint. Clint's got an arm sleeve on too, and he's wearing it on the correct arm, so kudos, Clint. Here's the pitch. That was low. Must have been on the outside corner. It was low. That was not called a strike about 3 times last inning, but called a strike there against Clint. So here's the pitch. Clint hits that one hard to the shortstop over to his right. He throws it. It's not going to be in time. Dropped by the first baseman anyway. So Clint on with an infield hit to lead off bottom half of the second inning for the Pirates. That brings up Dash. Like I said before, I think Henry and Dash have switched socks because Henry's socks are way too small for him. Clint takes off on the ball, gets way past the first baseman. Clint able to slide in safely. If you were with us at all last season, you remember Dash's socks were too small for him all last season. This season, Henry's socks are too small for him. Clint gets his lead. Pitcher comes set. Dash scores around a bunt. That pitch is in the dirt. Gets to the screen. And Clint's going to be at third base. So Dash did his job without having to put a ball in play. Good job there, Dash. I don't think he's going to get the bunt sign. He smoked a double second game Friday night. Here's the pitch. in there for a strike. Dash didn't like it. I didn't like it either. It didn't look like a strike to me. 1-1. The zone has certainly expanded now that Legacy's taken the field. Throw back over to third base. Clint back in time. Throw is, third baseman was holding the, well, I don't know if he was holding the baseman around actually, but he was moving away from the bag whenever that ball was thrown to him. So I don't think it had a chance. Here's the pitch. That's in the outside and in the dirt for, Clint could have scored. He was mad at himself for that. It's tough with this screen. It's a very short backstop, but when the ball hits one side of it, it bounces to the other side. So Clint probably could have scored on that one. Tough to read. No harm, no foul. 2 balls, 1 strike to Dash. Still cold. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. And Clint is in there safely. So Clint scores. Dash got a 2-2 count. He's going to be looking to put something in play. Here's the pitch. Dash hits that one hard to third base. Third baseman gets eaten up by that one, and Dash scores. I mean, Dash does not score. Dash is safe with an infield hit. So that's back-to-back infield hits for the Pirates. It brings it back to the top of the order with Henry. Henry's 1 for 1 on the day with the leadoff double. I think Dash has a steal sign here. Henry's up at the front of the box. He squares around the bunt, pulls it back. That one gets to the screen. Dash is going to be up easy. Turns and takes a look. So Henry does his job without having to put the ball in play too. Dash gets his lead. The pitcher comes set. Here's the pitch. Henry swings and misses for strike 1. There's a good cut there by Henry, just a little bit late. One 1 to Henry. Dash gets a healthy lead off the second. Here's the pitch. That is in the dirt. Dash advancing on it. Throw down is not in time. Dash with a sweet slide there. That was like a Ronaldo slide. So Dash is at third. 2-1 count here to Henry. Nobody out in the bottom half of the second inning. That's a balk. So Dash scores on the balk. Still 2-1 count here to Henry. Pitch didn't count. Pitcher didn't come set. Here's the pitch. That's in the dirt for ball 3. (3-1). Pirates are up 6-2. Nobody out. Here's the pitch. Henry hits that one hard up the middle. Shortstop makes a good play over to his left, and he throws Henry out. So, good play there by the shortstop, moving to his left, fielding it, making a good throw. 1 out. That brings up Travis. Travis stands in. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He wanted that one, folks. Here's the pitch. Travis hits that one up the middle. That's going to be a base hit. So Travis with a 1-out base hit. That brings up Ty, the hit guy. Here's the pitch. Travis takes off. It's in the dirt. There's not going to be a throw. Much better slide there for Travis. One ball, no strikes. Ty walked his first time up. Travis gets a healthy lead at second base. Here's the pitch. Ty's way out in front of that one for strike one. Here's the pitch. That's in the dirt for ball 2. Travis is going to try and steal. He does. His catcher's got a good arm. Two-one count. Travis is on third base. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 2. That was another balk, not called. That one bounces in there for ball 3. Lots of feet first slides back into bases, folks. I don't know if they've worked on head first slides or not, but if they have, nobody likes using them. Here's the pitch. It's upstairs for ball 4. So Ty earns his second walk of the game. That brings up Luke Lunar-Landers. Runners on first and third, 1 out here in the bottom half of the second inning. Pirates lead 6-2. Ty takes off. That pitch is in the dirt. Gets past the catcher. Travis is going to attempt to score, and he's going to easily. My guess is, folks, these boys are going to have a sliding practice next week. Seven to 2 Pirates. Ty advanced to second on that pitch, so he's on second base. Luke is up. Luke swings and misses at that one. The throw is into left field. So Ty's on third, 1 out. 3 runs across in this inning for the Pirates. Here's the pitch. Luke swings and misses for strike 2. Pitcher comes set. Here's the pitch. It's upstairs. Ball 3. Sorry, ball 2. 2-2 count. Runner on third base. Here's the pitch. Luke fouls that one down the third base line. Looks like he fouled it off of his toe or ankle, top of his foot maybe. A little delay in the action here as Luke tries to walk off that foul ball off his foot. I think it hit off the top of his foot. All right, we're about to get back in the action, folks. That one's hit hard in the hole between short and third. That's going to be an RBI single for Luke. That brings up Brenner. Luke's going to get not pinch run for, but I don't actually know what they call it. Substitute run, I don't know. You can run for the catcher. So that's what's happening. Henry's running for him. Henry takes off. Takes Simons on all the way. Henry steals. That's his 22nd stolen base on the season. It's upstairs, gets to the screen. Henry advances to third. 1-1 count to Brenner. Looking to hit something hard. Drive in Henry. Here's the pitch. Brenner hits that hard down the first base line. That's going to be a double at least, potentially a triple. I'm not sure what's happening out in right field, but the ball is slowly rolling in. That might be an in-the-park home run. There's going to be a play. In-the-park home run for Brenner. So great base running there by Brenner. He hit that one hard right down the first base line. Right fielder had a lot of trouble pulling that out of the corner, and Brenner gets an in-the-park home run. Here's the pitch to Will the Thrill Hall. That's upstairs for ball one. Here's the pitch. It's in the dirt for ball two. Here's the pitch. It's fouled off right over the opposing coach's head. Here's the pitch. That's in the dirt for ball two. 2-1 count here to Will. Sorry, 3-1. I must have missed a pitch. Here's the pitch. Will fouls that one off. Changeup. Good job by the pitcher there. Changing speeds. She threw a changeup. She's done well. Here's the pitch. That's in the dirt for ball four. So Will with a 1-out walk. That brings up KP Kelby Pittman. Here's the pitch. That's in the dirt. Will's going to steal second. So Will's on second, 1 out. Kelby's at the plate. Here's the pitch. It's in the dirt into the screen for ball two. Throw down is not anywhere near in time. Gets out to left field, and Will is on third base. That throw gets past the pitcher. Will's going to try and score on it. So Will scores. Coach calls time. He's probably not real happy about the defensive indifference shown by his 11-year-olds. He's making his way out to the mound. We got a little break in the action. If you haven't been with us the whole time, it's cold out here, folks. It's a windy day. I think it's about 53 degrees, which is very cold for this time of year. April 6th, you don't expect it to be below 60. I'll take it because it's going to be real hot very soon here in Houston. It would be nice if the wind wasn't blowing, though. It would be very comfortable if the wind wasn't blowing. All right, we got a new pitcher, folks. I don't know anything about him. We're going to take a little break here while this pitcher's warming up. I can't either. I'm like shivering. Everybody else keeps running to the concession stand to warm up. Yeah, I'm just like imagining how warm it is. It must be warm. You know, one complaint that I have about 11U baseball is these umpires let the pitchers take forever when they bring in a new pitcher, which I get it. You want the pitcher to get warmed up, but these games have a time limit, and they waste a lot of it in between innings and on pitching changes. But we're getting back to the action now. Third baseman's tying his shoe, so we're going to have to wait a little bit longer while he ties his shoe. All right, he's got it tied. Kelby stands in. He's got a 2-0 count. Nobody is on base. Here's the pitch. That's upstairs. Kelby swings and misses for strike one. That's upstairs for ball three. 3-1 here to Kelby. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike two. Full count. Here's the pitch. It's upstairs for ball four. So Kelby earns a walk. That brings up Parker. Parker stands in. He's got runner on first base. He's going to be looking to hit something hard. Throw back over to first. Not in time. Kelby gets back safely. Kelby takes off. Here's the pitch. Take sign was on all the way. That pitch was high. That one hits Kelby right in the thigh. So Kelby, as he slid in, the ball hit him right in the thigh. Preston takes a knee out of respect. So does Parker. So do some of the legacy teams. Out of respect for Kelby, they all take a knee. All the boys are back up now, except for the shortstop. He's still on a knee. He's back up now, too. That one's fouled off for strike one. Kelby gets his lead. Slides back in on his knees. Parker looking to hit something hard. He's got a 1-1 count. Here's the pitch upstairs for ball 2. Here's the pitch. Parker hits that one hard to the first baseman. That's going to advance a run, and he's going to be safe. First baseman bobbled that one. So ball went into the dugout on the bobble by the first baseman. Kelby scores, and Parker is on second base. That brings up Preston, a.k.a. the Lumberjack. He's looking to chop some wood. Parker gets his lead. Pitcher balked like 3 times, but they didn't call it. That's in the dirt for a ball. Parker on third base. That's Parker's 43rd stolen base on the season. I think he's in 43 attempts. He's 43 for 43, and he's slid 1 time. That's a balk too. That pitch is upstairs, but Preston doesn't swing at it. So 2-0 count. Preston's still looking for that shoe deal. If anybody's looking to sign an 11-year-old, let me know. We can put you in contact with Preston's agent. That throw over hits Parker in the leg. He's okay, though. Pitcher comes set. Here's the pitch upstairs for ball 3. (3-0) count to Preston. I think he's got the green light here, but I don't know. Here's the pitch upstairs for ball 4. Didn't look like he had the green light. Looked like he was taking. That brings up Clint. Clint started off this inning with an infield hit. So we have batted around. Runners on first and third, 1 out. Nobody holding Preston on. He takes off. That's upstairs, gets to the screen. Parker thinks about it, but good decision there by Parker not trying to score. The ball bounced straight back to the catcher. Preston's on second base now. Clint's in there with a 1-0 count. Here's the pitch. That hits Clint. He wears it. He's not crying. Coach Vin told him if they cried after a hit by a pitch, they're off the team. Clint wants to keep playing, so. That brings up Dash. Bases loaded. 1 out. Dash looking to hit something hard. Clint's good. Still no tears. He's still on the team. Here's the pitch. That's upstairs for ball 1. Dash is 1 for 1 on the day. He also had an infield single last time up. Pitcher comes set, looks in. Here's the pitch. That's inside. Dash probably could have won that one, but he wants to hit. He doesn't want to get hit, so he stepped out of the way. Here's the pitch. That's upstairs for ball 3. 3-0 count. Bases loaded, 1 out. Dash at the plate, 3-0 count. Here's the pitch. That's behind Dash for ball 4. That's going to walk in a run, and it looks like we're going to have another pitching change. No, catching change. I don't know if that means pitching change too, but we're going to have a catching change. Yeah, we're having a pitching change, folks. This coach is not worried about the time. He's down 13-2 and not worried about trying to get to another inning. Can't blame him. It is cold out here. All right, so we got a new pitcher, same kid that they faced Friday night. They roughed him up for either 6 or 8 runs. I can't remember. Still cold out here, folks. I don't think you can feel the cold if you're in your nice warm house watching this on TV. But it's cold, it's windy. And it's only $7 to get in. Youth baseball used to be free. Cost you $7 to come watch a youth baseball game now. All right, we're getting back to the action. Henry's up, bases loaded, 1 out. Preston is on third, Clint is on second, Dash is on first. Henry's looking to add to this lead. that the Pirates have. Pitcher says he's ready, so here we go. Henry stands in there. He's going to be looking to hit. Here's the pitch. It's inside for ball one. Squirts past the catcher. Preston smartly does not try and advance. 1-0 count to Henry. Socks are still too small. We're going to talk to his mom about that. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. That one was at his eyes. I don't know why he swung at it, but he did. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 2. So Henry down 1-2. Going to be looking to protect, try and put something in play, score some more runs. Here's the pitch. That one's behind Henry. Preston going to advance, see if he scores. He does. Dash and Clint move up on the pitch too. So 2-2 count. Runners on second and third, 1 out. 14-2 Pirates. Pitcher comes set. Here's the pitch. In the dirt for ball 3. Good stop there by the catcher. Full count. Pitcher steps off. This is probably going to be my last hitter, folks. I'm going to have to head out, so I'm going to be passing it off to someone. I may pass it off to my wife, but we'll see. Here's the pitch. It's down low for ball 4. Clint advances on the play. Catcher still doesn't know where the ball is. Henry's going to take second. So good heads-up base running. Runners on second and third. Still 1 out. That brings up Travis. I'm going to sign off, folks. We'll talk to you in a couple weeks. We'll see how the Pirates mom do. Leave us some reviews. Let us know what you think. Would you rather have Pirates dad or Pirates mom talking?
Okay, well, Dash did just steal home. So great job, Dash. This is, oh, just kidding. He was sent back to third. I don't think he was able to steal there because it was a walk. So he is now back at third, and Travis just got a walk and is on first. I think I'm on. Up to bat is Ty. The pitcher comes set. Ty fouls that off to the right side. The catcher's looking for a rebound, and it doesn't fall. Okay. Coach Robert just figured out how to get the ball off the roof or off the second story out here at Scrapyard. Ty is still up to bat. Pitcher comes set. Ty hits that ball hard to the shortstop and is safe at first. He ran so fast on the first baseline. Safe at first. Dash came in and scored. Henry's now on third. Travis is now on second. So bases loaded, and we have Luke Landers up to bat. The pitcher comes set. Thank you. Oh, and he hits a hard line drive that gets past the shortstop. Oh, Luke. Okay, I wish I could tell you what just happened, but I can't. So he he hit a strong line drive past the shortstop. They threw it in. They actually threw it to first base, and Luke had rounded first, and the first base almost tagged him, but Luke was able to scramble back and get right back on the bag. So now we have Travis on third, Ty on second, Luke on first, and up to bat we have Brenner. Pitcher comes set, ball one.
You are killing it, girl. You are killing it. I'm so pretty.
Okay.
Parker used to do it for a little. So bad.
Okay, the pitcher comes set. Brenner fouls that off. Fouls it off down the first base line. Out of play. Catcher got the new ball, throwing it to the pitcher. Runner, the bases are still loaded. It's a very gloomy, cold day out here at Scrapyard. The moms are all freezing. Okay, here we go. Pitcher comes set. Brenner hits one right up the middle as well to the shortstop. And the shortstop makes the play at second, throws it to the second baseman, and they get Luke out. So we now have 2 outs. We have runners on first and third. It looks like Ty is on third, Brenner's on first. They're looking for the signs from Coach Ben. Pitcher set. Will swings hard and fouls it off. Okay, Will steps back into the box. The pitcher comes set. It was inside, so ball 1 for Will. 1-1 count. Brenner stole second, so now we have runners on second and third. Will fouls one off. Oh, the ball game was just called, so it is done. So the Pirates win. Thank you, folks, for listening. Oh, it's okay. Can you hear me still? Are you listening? Hello? Hello?
17-2, I think.
Yes, I know. I think they were having an off day.